Let's talk some sports, baby.
And remember, make tomorrow better than today and make today better than yesterday. And you know what we gonna do. We gonna holler at you until next time, baby.
All right, guys, we'll go ahead and wrap up tonight with some NBA award talk. So LeBron James was asked about his thoughts regarding the MVP award this week. Obviously, Giannis took home his second consecutive MVP award, but LeBron didn't seem too happy about it. Although he did say Giannis rightfully deserved it, he lamented about the voting process in general and how narratives change from season to season. He doubts how much the media pays attention to the details on the court and instead likes to chase narratives. So, Drake, is this more of a case of sour grapes for LeBron, or does he have a point here?
Well, I think you can see it from both avenues, sour grapes and him having a point. But I just want to say this: I don't think LeBron had a problem with Giannis winning the award. His biggest bone to pick was how the media votes on the awards. I don't think he even said it. The guy, he didn't say it by name, but he said the player that won the award deserved the award. All right, cool, no biggie. But he just have a bone to pick with the people that gets to pick who wins the award, not necessarily the player that wins it. Because let's be real here. Unless you was living under a rock, there's no way in hell you believe that Giannis didn't deserve to win the MVP. Like, I am a LeBron fan. You dig? I'm in here with a Lakers hat, purple shirt. I am a LeBron fan, and I'm here to tell you Giannis deserves to win the award. But with that said, he said something very interesting. Here's why I say it's a case of both. Did he have a point? Yeah. He brought up some examples in the past that made you think like, well, how could you be the defense player of the year and be on the second team? Or, how did Devontae Graham go from scoring 4.7 points a game to scoring 18.2, and I don't know what the percentage is, but that is a large jump, and he wasn't even considered for most improved player. Not even considered for it. And it's like, LeBron saying, media, are y'all really looking or you following the trends? Because you heard Bam Adebayo, you heard Brandon Ingram, you heard some of these other cats, and you kind of like, oh, yeah, those are the guys we're going to run with. But did you actually do your job to do the research and look at some of these other players? Because I'm with him. If you got a guy that goes from 4.7 to 18.2, how does he not get considered for something? Like, at least get his name out there more. He might not win the award, but at least we're starting to, like, hey, Devontae Graham. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, that's pretty. Like we did with Brandon Ingram and Bam Adebayo. We did it with both of them when it came to that award. Like, oh, well, you know what? These guys are – they have improved.
Pascal Siakam, another one.
Pascal made his name off that award, right? So the award matters for something. So I get with LeBron. That's where he got a point. Nah, the sour grapes, LeBron. You mad because you got 16 first-place votes? What did you think? I want to say it's 100 votes total for each first place, second place, third place, whatever, like however it goes. Oh, or they said 101. Okay, so 101 votes. You got 16. What the hell did you expect? Giannis was a better player. He got the other votes. It's not like you got 16 and James Harden got 13. Then I would be like, all right, hey, yo, wait a minute. Hold on. Back that up. No, that's not what happened. You got smoked by the deservedly right MVP. You got smoked with the first place votes. Now, second place, you dominated the second place. All right? I don't know where LeBron getting confused with the voting on this. This seems pretty straightforward to your boy. You didn't get the first place votes because Giannis got them, but you got the second place because you're the second place MVP guy. And then James Harden cleaned up with the third place votes. Oh, what do you know? There go your top three. All right, wrap it up. Turn off the lights. Make sure this is not hard. It's not rocket science. Yeah, I think with LeBron's place in the NBA right now, it's one of those things where no matter what happens, they always stick a mic in his face. LeBron, what are your thoughts on this? Do you think it was fair what they did with the MVP? Do you think you deserve it? What was he supposed to say? Hey, listen, I got my ass waxed in that voting, but it is what it is. And, I should play better. No, he's not going to say that. He's going to say, I believe I should have won. Just like anybody else that was in. Go ask James Harden how he feel. And I guarantee you he's going to be like, oh, that's crazy. All the work I put in this year, I should have got more votes. They all think they should get more votes. I don't blame them for this. It's a very prestigious award. They want to win the award. That's why it's an award. Open and shut. It is what it is. He was mad. He lost. People do that from time to time. They do get upset when they lose. It ain't always, hey, you got it, slugger. See you next time, champ. No, it ain't always that bull crap. You know what I'm saying? He said what he said. It is what it is. So to answer your question, I think it was like I say a 30-70 split. I think 30% he was sour grape, 70% he had a point. I can't deny what he said. Those are facts. What he said about Devontae Graham and even back to the Marc Gasol point. That's a fact. But listen, if you don't want to get 16 votes, LeBron, just play defense because that's all Giannis did to smoke you was he played defense. Listen, the numbers are not that far-fetched. Yeah, Giannis got more points and he got more rebounds. But then LeBron is smoking him with the assists. Like, a dude in year 17 leading the lead in assists. You want to talk about the narrative? Lola, let's bring it back, LeBron. Let's bring it back. So, what are we talking about here, LeBron? Oh, well, I think, sometimes we live in a narrative. LeBron, you're a smart guy. But if we reading a book right now, which book is better? The 17-year vet that comes in and lead these young prime Thundercats out here in the Basketball Association in assists, or the guy that just won MVP and pretty much did the same thing he did last year, just a little tad bit more? What story is better to tell if you want to go off the narrative? So it's a little hard for you to get me to say, oh, yeah, this is rigged. Look at that narrative. They just wanted to give it to Giannis because he got a long last name. Like, what are we talking about here? Yo, stop playing with me. Like, what are we talking about here? No, that's not it, LeBron. He deserved the award. But you being LeBron James and you being the face of the NBA, you have to say something. So why not say that, I guess? That was your point. But definitely wasn't a narrative. They just gave it to the right person. Because for my money, I would have loved to heard the story of LeBron winning his 5th MVP in year 17 and coming over to the West and doing what he was doing in the West, what they said he couldn't do because he was playing in the Eastern Conference for the majority of his career. And he came over. All that would have been a very good story the NBA could have sold. But they didn't. They gave it to the right guy for the right reason at the right time. It is what it is. So, yeah, I think it's 70-30. Sour grapes 30, 70% he telling the truth. LeBron will be all right. You know what I'm saying? He at the top of his game. They look like they're going to win a championship. Oh, by the way, when it's all said and done, and if the Lakers win the championship, who really going to care? Who going to care that he didn't win the MVP? He'd probably be a little salty. But you get the ultimate prize because I'm fairly confident if they win the NBA title, he will win NBA Final MVP because most likely he going to go out here and try to outwork his teammate and try to get this dub so he can be vindicated for not winning the MVP.
I feel like I agree with most of you said. But once you came down to your percentage point, which is where I was going to go to as well, then I think we kind of lost each other because mine's flipped and it's even more lopsided. This is about 10%. This is about 10% having a point. This is about 90% nothing. I mean, I'm just getting to the point where this is one of the most strange things I've seen in a while, and I think I've been, I'm a Jordan guy. I'm also a Kobe guy. But it would be foolish of me to sit here and just try to discredit LeBron James because all that he's accomplished. I mean, whether you want to talk about finals loss or whatever, I mean, to have this type of longevity and to be this great for so long, and then, as you say, to officially play point guard for really the first time in his career and lap the league in assist. I mean, you said it. I'm glad you did. Media chasing narratives. That seemed like a pretty sweet narrative to me. I mean, how many times this year did you hear someone say the phrase the king in year 17 or whatever? I mean, that was the phraseology of the season. That would have been so easy to say, oh, well, LeBron, point guard, 25 and 11, leading, doing it out west, better than the Clippers for the entire year while they try to get their act together. I mean, that seems to me it would have been fairly easy for the media to say, hey, look at this guy. He's doing it. Year 17 with the king, as juxtaposed to Giannis doing for the most part the same exact thing, and just a little, like you said, a little bit better, showing a little bit of improvement, but also, I mean, just the undeniable production that he had. And the Bucks were the best team in the NBA. And remember, this award took into account the start of the season until the shutdown. Regular season award, but also it didn't take into account the seeding games, so you have to remember what exactly took place in really the regular season, 6 months to a year ago. That's how far we're going back for this award. So, and it's just interesting that LeBron would bring up the media chasing narratives when, the media has constantly criticized LeBron for his need to control the narrative. Oh, so now you want to point out us chasing our own narrative. So you can chase yours, but we can't chase ours. Got it. Sounds good. But it's just interesting. Like, on one hand, you can say you're not happy about, how the voting went, and that, but ultimately at the same time, you can say, well, the right guy won the award though. Then what on earth are we talking about? If you're sitting here and basically conceding that Giannis deserves the MVP, then really, who does it really matter how much you lost by? I don't think that matters. I mean, would you really be satisfied if you lost by 5 first-place votes? Well, at least I was close that time. I'll put it to you like this. And speaking of voting, and voting's a big thing now. Right now, we got some voting that's going to take place in about 43 days. You think the candidate that loses 270 to 268 is really going to be more happy than if they just get vote raced by 300 to 330 to 200? I don't think it's. I mean, you're holding an L either way. I mean, think about it. Does it have to be a George W. Bush, Al Gore situation? Is losing that closely better than, or is it better to just have a Ronald Reagan against unanimous where the whole country's red? I don't know. I don't know which either one is better. I just know it's hard for me to look at you seriously when you say the right guy got the award, but I think I should have been closer. It doesn't matter to me either way. I think this is a bunch of nothing.
It seems to me like there's two different statements being made here. Like you said, Drink, I agree with the Devontae Graham thing. That's not just LeBron. Luka Doncic was on the most improved player ballot, and he was like, yo, get me off this. Put him on here. What are y'all doing? I don't want your award. Get lost. It wasn't just LeBron, and he's absolutely right. It feels like sometimes the media saying, and that's where that whole narrative thing makes a lot of sense to me. Okay, yeah, Luka Doncic, he's the darling of the NBA right now. He's doing thing with the Mavericks, but you forgot about this poor kid in Charlotte with no one watches who is working his ass off right now and is, triple, quadruple, quintuple, whatever his game. I mean, yeah, but LeBron, you would be the narrative. Like you guys said, Giannis screwing around in Milwaukee, that's not interesting, to the average public. But LeBron James in a Laker uniform, anything he does is interesting. He can go out there and just dribble the basketball. Ooh, wow, get the camera on him, So if LeBron would have won and Giannis would have lost, I can see Giannis saying, well, I led him in points, rebounds, shooting, efficiency, win shares. I could keep going. You want me to but that's not the case. I don't know like Jason, I don't know what he's really mad about. I can see these two statements existing separately, and one makes a lot of sense and one really doesn't. And we all know if LeBron had won the MVP and they said, LeBron, you won the MVP, how do you feel? And he'd be like, man, I don't care about that. We got a championship. We got game 3 tonight. He'd have his playbook and his pencil in his ear. So you wouldn't have cared if you won, but since you lost, you wanted to lose by less. it seems like a weird, like, manufacturing a chip on your shoulder attempts. I guess in year 17, you have every award, you lead the league in everything all the time. Like, I guess you have to find things like this to be mad about, and I guess that's, like, what he's doing. And if he is, cool. Like, that's cool. I ain't mad about it. But, like, and that whole no one believes in me underdog stuff, like, that ship sailed, and I don't want to hear about what happened in 2013. That was like 500 years ago at this point. I don't care about Marc Gasol, and I don't care about 2013. So let's focus on the Nuggets. You almost lost game 2, so let's not have that happen again.